Hey, so welcome back to the recap room. We are here in person. This is the second video version. For those of you who are listening, check out our YouTube. We are here at the recap room. But for those of you watching, welcome back. And we want to salute and give a warm welcome to Alex.
Hey!
So for those of you that don't know, much like Kayla, Alex is also another person who hides behind the shadows and also works for the company Talent Recap. But another thing that's pretty interesting is that Alex is not from the US, which is insane. So like we're meeting him for the first time.
Ever.
Crazy.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And he worked here longer than any of us. So.
He's worked at Talent Recap before Talent Recap was what it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Alex, we didn't really talk about something yesterday, and like there was a question, and I said I was going to put you in the hot seat, but It's okay. You can be relaxed in front of the cameras. Alex, what is your true age? Because from what we were told, you were 18 for 3 years when
4
you first
years.
started working.
4 years.
Oh man.
What's the story behind that, man? Like, you didn't tell him how old you were?
I'm gonna be the mysterious guy here. No. I think it was because I was like, in the beginnings, I was like probably a bit scared to say like I'm young, kind of. So now I can say I'm 21.
Okay.
21.
Okay, nice.
Oh.
So I think yeah, when in the beginnings, like when I started working for Talent Recap, I think I said I'm like 17. And I was like 15.
Oh my god.
And 15-year-old me, I thought that it was a good idea. But
I mean, apparently it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Dude, 15-year-old was thinking about investments, man.
I would just like to
4D
put it out
chess.
there. I would like to put it out there. Mark my words, everybody. I am no longer the youngest person working at Talent Recap.
Hey, man.
so am I the youngest?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Oh,
I was
shit.
hired at 22. I'm 23 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh. Okay. Well, without further ado,
Welcome.
welcome to the recap room.
Yay.
Hey everyone, welcome to the recap room, your go-to podcast for all the inside scoop and hot takes on all our favorite shows. Today in the recap pod, we have Arda.
Yeah, hello, I'm
We
back.
have myself, Julian. Hello. We have Alex, our special guest,
Hello everyone.
and Corey.
Hey guys.
Can I say hello in Czech?
Oh yes. Oh my God. Yeah. How do you?
Ahoy.
Oh, that's so
Wait,
cute.
is it Ahoy?
Ahoy. It
No
is.
way.
Yeah, it is easy.
Ahoy. I didn't even know that.
Me neither. I had no idea.
Can you do a whole greeting for the camera? And
Wait, also in
Yeah.
Greek, maybe.
Kalimera.
Kalimera. Okay.
we love it.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's so cool.
Now we're talking about some interesting stuff today on the pod because we have the qualifiers for the first week of AGT. And this is pretty exciting.
I
Week
feel
one.
like it's just been like so fast this season.
It
It's so
hasn't
fast
been,
every
but
season.
it's been so fast.
No, I am going to put this out in the beginning of the podcast. I am a hater of this new format. I'm going to be unhinged today because Howie was unhinged this week. So expect unhinged Corey content. Expect
Hopefully
me
not as
to
problematic
hate.
as Howie.
No, I'll be fine. But no, I don't like this new format. I think that they should have kept in judge cuts. When the judges are openly upset that people are going home, it's like, wonder why. Anyway, that's you'll hear that forever. I don't like this new
Corey's
format.
angry.
I'm sorry. I have been watching this show since I was like 12. So that's why I'm like, I've seen it in its prime. So that's why I'm like, this is not the prime. And you have all those viewers still. So I don't know why you're doing this.
Yeah. It can be kind of tough. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I used to like watching AGT with my parents, and it kind of brings me back to that kind of
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was just like knowing how the show's formatted and working here, and like it makes me look at the show a little bit differently. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There are things we talk about in the office, and we're just like, it's a little produced.
Simon doesn't like that, doesn't like the judge cuts.
I see.
So in COVID, he was like, well, we can't do it anyway. We can't get all the 75 people back. So we might as well just cut it forever. And they cut it on BGT a few years sooner.
We could have seen Mason. We could have seen Mason, and we didn't. And we're and I'm still very salty about it because Mason's a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mason is one of our friends that Billy met for us.
Oh.
Billy went to Mason's audition, and Mason's audition should have gotten aired because it would have been very controversial.
Oh.
He is a beautiful singer, very Broadway-esque, Like this man, excuse me. He's not a kid. He's a man. He can sing Dear Evan Hansen in the same tone as Ben Platt.
Which is like that's talent.
That's
Come on.
talent. Yeah, 100%. It's 100% talent.
Yeah.
He was also up for the role.
Yeah.
Like, and
He
then
fully auditioned for the role.
Broadway. Like he was going to get the role, and then it got taken off from Broadway. And so,
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
yeah,
He was next in line.
He was next in line.
And then
for
they
the role.
closed.
Oh my god.
And then they closed.
Oh
Poor
my
That's why
kid.
we're just like,
I mean, the
he's
last
amazing.
Evan was really good too, but
Yeah.
that's sad.
It's so sad. He could have met the kid from Stranger Things. Sorry, the man. I don't know why I keep calling everybody kid today.
well, let's talk about these next
Let's talk
kids.
about the kids.
All the kids that were on this episode.
Great segue, Julian.
So now we have our segment Slay or Nay, where we go ahead and we talk about the acts and we say whether or not they're a slay, they're a nay. You can also say hesitant slay. There are different variations of slay or nay, you know? So, and I think you understand the format,
Yeah,
right? Like
right.
you get it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
He's
cool,
listened
cool,
to the podcast before.
I'm listening, guys. I'm
cool.
listening.
Yeah. Tell them how much you like the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
in Czech, Greek, and English.
We're increasing our viewership.
Oh, yeah.
International. For the
Go.
international audience, we will have another.
I was about to say, Arda, you have to pull
I
out
can say it in
Turkish.
Turkish too.
We're going to be here for like 6 hours.
Julian, Spanish, you both French. Like, come on,
yeah.
guys.
Oh, we're going to struggle with the French. Bonjour, bienvenue à le recap room.
Nous sommes croissants.
Je
Nous sommes
pense
pain au chocolat.
Funny enough, guys,
l'acte-
I was in France 1 month ago
Oh, really?
in south of France.
And you probably couldn't tell that we were not born and raised in France, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, like, come on, man.
I just
I
told
wake
you
up
that we're
every morning.
croissants.
I eat a croque monsieur, you know, like every morning.
Proper French, you
Yeah,
know.
right?
But yeah, it was good, and there were a lot of Americans actually in France.
Oh,
I was
really?
surprised, like a lot of US tourists there. So
I always hear like on TikTok that people treat Americans really poorly in France. Was that the case?
I
Did
don't
you
know,
feel
I
like?
just- I felt it was good.
Okay.
But yeah. So as you kind of brought up for the French, it's kind of reminded me of me eating croissant
Yeah.
in south of France and looking at the sea, and it was good. It was good.
That sounds like such a like that's the French fantasy. Like,
100%.
Like you want to go out, look out into the field, the Eiffel Tower's in the background while eating a croissant and thinking.
Arda, you're going to get there someday.
For me, it's just
I'll
like
bring the
black coffee and
hyperfixation back.
cigarettes. Like,
I'll bring the hyperfixation back for you. I got you.
Because right now I'm like off nicotine and I just want a black coffee and a cigarette and be like, oh, mouth. You know, like I just want to be like an annoying French woman. That's what I need to be in my life.
Anyways,
I just need to be an annoying French woman.
all right, guys. Let's real quick. Let's fermer la bouche and get ready for Slay or Nay. Slay or Nay? True villains.
Slay.
Slay. Oh,
For me, it's hesitant.
hesitant slay. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We'll get into it. We'll get
We'll get
into
into it. We'll get
Yeah.
into it.
True villains?
True villains. The band.
Nay.
Nay. Oh,
Nay.
I say slay, but I'm biased, so we'll talk about that later. Lambros Garcia.
Hesitant slay.
Why'd you look at Arda?
Because Arda is going to disagree with me. I know that Arda's going to have a problem.
I'm just kidding. We have a shade button.
For some reason, it keeps getting pushed after I say things. I don't know why.
No, that's funny.
Apparently, I just look at people and it's a problem now.
I think it wasn't his best, but I'll
Okay.
say Slay still.
Slay? Okay. I say an absolute slay. I thought it was great.
Thank you, Julian. I say an absolute slay too.
Let me stop. Oh, this is going to be quite an episode. Next, we have Mitch Rossell.
Nay.
Hey.
Nay for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
For me, Slay.
Slay?
I love
Ah.
in my country we
country.
don't really have country music, so I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I appreciate it kind of when
It's an open
when
market,
it's-
man.
yeah,
if you
it
can
is.
learn how to play guitar, man, just bust out the country. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hesitant slay. Hesitant.
I don't want to say nay to my husband, but I have to. It was a nay for me. I'm sorry, Mitchie. I love you though.
It's okay. That's going to be an interesting talk at home. But anyways, next we have Oleksandr Leshchenko and Magic Invasion.
I'm going to say hesitant slay for this one.
Okay.
I'll say as well, hesitant Slay.
Hesitant slay.
Hesitant slay.
Yeah. All right,
go with
cool.
that.
We all agree on that. Cool. All right, next, Adrian, Stoica, and Hurricane.
I was going to scream and then I was like, no, that's not worth it. I'm
Oh, yeah,
sorry. Huge slay.
Huge slay. Okay,
Huge
okay.
slay.
Okay.
Puppy slay. Puppy slay.
Well, if you do want to scream, just step away from the mic.
I know. I just didn't want to.
Oh, okay,
I didn't have it in me.
Okay, gotcha. No, that's cool.
I mean, you just cannot love it. It was like really joyful to watch. So
Oh, dude, if Dan was here.
Yeah.
Check out the last episode to know why we say that.
Yeah.
slay.
Slay? Okay, cool. I also, like you said, slay. You can't. Anyways.
How can you like? It was gonna be great anyways. Slay.
Slay.
I'm not gonna say
All
that.
right.
Slay.
Sainted?
Honestly, slay.
Slay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Slay.
Slay as well.
Slay.
Slay. Cool.
Big slay.
All right. Brynn Cummings.
Hesitant slay. I have a
wonder
lot to
what's
say.
behind that laugh.
I have a
wonder
lot to
what's
say for this one.
Those are my thoughts.
I have a lot to say for this
Yeah?
one. So
Okay.
hesitant
So
slay.
there's Julian.
I mean, as you should, low key. Oh, it was magic. It was magic. That's why I forgot what she did for a
Oh, God.
second.
Yeah, I'll keep it to
Yeah.
I'll say slay as well.
Slay?
Yeah.
I say nay. I say nay to this.
I say a big nay, honestly. You were like, it's magic? What was magic?
Well, that's just
I
it.
think the magic
This
was
is
the
exactly
fact
what
that
I
she
have to
was in
talk
the
about.
semifinal.
This is exactly what I have to talk about.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right, let's continue. John Wines.
Oh, that was a major slay.
Well, as I play guitar, I really enjoy
Hell
this.
yeah.
So
Oh, hell yeah.
I know Simon didn't like it or didn't appreciate it that much, but I'd say slay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I
Definitely.
also say slay. I mean, how could you? Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I this guy was an A for me, but I kind of changed my mind. I think Slade, that
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirt changed everything.
Oh, hell yeah.
that was the
It's
thing
the
for
fit,
me.
dude. You know,
Yeah.
Like Heidi said, he pulled it out of his closet and was like, yeah, I'm going to wear this on AGT
that's
today.
the one. That's the one. All right. Let's go on with the next one. Maureen Langan.
I'm sorry. I think it's a hesitant slay. I don't want to do that to a fellow New Yorker, but I have to.
I'm sorry, it's an A.
I'm also sorry. It's a nay.
Snay.
It's Snay. Oh, yeah. I love Snay. All right. Next, we got Lavender Darcangelo.
I would like to clarify. I think that she's a slay. I think this performance was an A.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
For me, it's a slay, but it's also I don't know. I like these classic songs,
Yeah.
from the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And it's like when you see someone singing it like in a different way a little bit, it's like a cover
It's
kind
nice.
of. It's nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So for me, it's slay.
So Slay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I also say Slay.
I'm gonna say Snay for this.
Slay?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, what does snay mean?
Slay and nay.
Slay and nay.
Got it.
Snay.
I-
In the middle.
It's like neutral.
Doesn't that
Yeah.
defeat the purpose?
Girl, we have millions of slays.
Apparently, we have
Come
millions
on.
more slays.
We do.
We need a
Nase
dictionary
is
at this
no,
point.
Okay, yeah. We got to start writing these down. I think.
Yeah.
It's not binary.
Yeah.
It's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
It is.
I mean, it is. You're right. I just did not think
It
of
is.
that.
So, anyways, Ray Wold and his mom.
Oh, it's a hesitant slay. I have a lot to say about this one too.
His mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was his mom in it with him.
Okay.
We could also just reword it to be Ray Wold and some random old lady.
No, that's his 87-year-old mother.
Well, the way I viewed it is very Oedipus.
Oh,
So,
like Oedipus
Oedipal?
Complex?
It's very Oedipal the way
yeah.
I thought they were together. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. In their
Yeah.
audition, they asked them, so you guys married? And he's like, this is my mom.
Whoa, dude. It's my mother.
Not like that. Not like, we're not going to make out afterwards. I promise. Pinky
mother
promise.
or mommy?
That's another segment.
I was literally just thinking that.
Mother or mummy?
It's kind of a strange segment, but
It's getting weird today.
it is getting very weird
Apparently,
today.
I'm not the only
Welcome to the
unhinged
pod,
person.
All right. And then let's talk, and then we'll do Slayer Nay for the last two. Craig Robinson and Terry Crews performing 1,000 Miles, which is like, oh my God. But
So obviously,
We'll talk
you're a
about that
slay.
later.
No, just say it. It's a slay.
absolute slay.
I was about to say, we already know.
I didn't see it.
Slay.
Total
You didn't
slay.
see it? We'll show it to you in a little bit. Don't
Have
worry.
you seen White Chicks?
The
We'll show
movie?
you that too.
Finally, we have Cody Lee, Aiden Bryant, the pack, drumline, Human Fountains, and Light Balance all in one performance.
I have a lot to say about this one too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So slay or nay?
it's a good question.
Oh, snay?
Can I say parts?
It's hard to
Can I
answer, right?
individualize
Yeah.
them?
Look who needs Snay now.
I don't need Snay. No, I don't need Snay because Cody Lee is a huge slay. Aiden Bryan's a huge slay.
Mm.
The pack drum line is neutral for me. I don't.
Snay?
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
it's
I'm not gonna say
Snay.
that. Human Fountains.
We'll get you,
We'll get
Corey.
it.
Human Fountains. I have a lot to say about them. It's a nay for me. And Light Balance is always a
We do
slay.
have to talk about human
Yeah.
fountains. I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why I was like, I have to clarify a few things.
Yeah, it's hard to put it in one, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta just take the one performer and say it's. So for me as well, Cody Lee definitely like
Okay.
slay.
Has to be, yeah.
We stand that
Aiden
man.
Bryan slay.
We stand that man. Sorry.
And all the other ones, it's like
Snay.
I'm mixed, you know.
Snay?
So snay.
You could have done.
Yeah,
You
Snay.
could have done without
It's my first
them.
snay.
Your first snay.
Oh, I don't like Snay.
I didn't
It's
watch it. I didn't want. I mean, I
You're
think.
not missing much. It's very short.
Wait, when was this?
It was the
these were
results show.
Yeah, the results show. So,
Oh.
so they brought them back. to,
Okay.
like, perform
They were
and
the
stuff,
guest
so.
performers.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Wednesday night's
I
episode.
can't see Cody Lee just being as like competing on that show one more time.
No. It was they were doing a thing for their Las Vegas show. Those are the
Okay.
big names in the Las Vegas show, so they had all
Yeah.
of them. You want
As
my
they-
opinion on
sure.
that? I don't know why they didn't just give them all their own week
Mm.
for the results show because we have enough weeks for that.
Maybe they have other things planned. Maybe we'll learn who that animated dog is. What was its name?
Oh my
Sausage?
God! No, noodle and bun.
Noodle and bun.
Sausage. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get ramen at some point to come on the show. You know?
I think that we'll probably find out who Noodle and Bun are. We'll probably find out. I mean, Simon and the Cowbells are in the finale, but I think
I'm
we'll
sorry,
find out who they are
but
too.
I think we need shawarma. I think we need shawarma.
Shawarma.
To be fair.
Marissa always talks about this dude who pretends to be like this European guy, like flirting with a guy, and he goes, "Your body is like a shawarma," and it is the funniest thing. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Cody Lee slay, Aiden Bryan slay, pack drumline also slay, human fountains snay, light balance slay. But
Okay.
we'll talk about it. All right, let's go ahead and start with the first act, True Villains. So, yeah.
I mean,
So
man,
what's going on, Arda? What's up?
it's just the genre is not my genre.
Okay.
It was a good performance, but it's like, to me, in that show, in that episode, it was needed, you know, for certain demographics. You know, it helped with the flow of the show, sure. But it's in that category of like, oh, was this impressive? Like, I feel like I can find this in any Brooklyn dive bar kind of a
I see.
feel was
Okay.
my
Yeah.
thing.
That
But
makes
then
sense.
again, it's not my genre. It's not my thing. For me, it's always more about more three-dimensional than what I saw on that stage. So that's why it was a nay for me.
That makes sense.
To be honest, I couldn't get over how unique the lead singer's voice was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool because it was pop punky.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
right?
Pop punk,
Technically speaking.
post-hardcore, I would say.
Yeah. I feel like pop punk doesn't have a voice like that right now. And I think that that's why I liked it as much as I did. They don't have a voice like that. Did I also make the joke later in the episode that John Wines should just join their group because they would go even harder with him?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that that's kind of what they needed. They needed the band to be not like more into it. They needed to make the moment more about them.
Absolutely.
That's what it felt like it needed. And I really liked them. I liked the lead singer. I want to hear the lead singer sing again because I don't remember them singing like that.
yeah.
But the audition, it felt like they were the moment. And remember, their audition was cut short.
Yeah.
So I want to know what else happened there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Second performance, they were not the moment, unfortunately. But I did really like them and I would want to see them again. I think that they would have made it through judge cuts.
For me, it's the same. Like, I think I have to see like another performance from them because, like, the lead singer is probably the most unique thing about them. You know, like his voice. It's like, I don't know. It's really unique. I haven't as well listened to that kind of voice, so that kind of brings up or like makes the song better. So for me, like the song was a little bit weak as well, and as you said, also they were probably a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Like you could
Yeah.
see that they probably thought, we probably have like stronger competition. We will not make it. And so, yeah. So for me, as I said, it was a nay because I wasn't really that impressed. So like if I had to vote for it, like probably no, because they were not that memorable. But yeah, they
I
are like
see.
cool.
Yeah.
And as you said, like if John Wines had to join, I think it would be like dad and their sons. And his sons is
I will say the one thing I want to see, yes, also along with John Wines being a part of the band and like performing with them,
yeah.
Battle of the Bands, Steel Panther and True Villains.
I was kind of hoping that they would all make it into the finale, so they would do that, or
That's
they'd
what I was
have them in the
thinking.
same episode.
Like it's such a great opportunity
Totally.
to be like AGT's first Battle of the Bands.
It would be
two
great.
bands on one stage. They'd probably like play the same song or try to kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Scott Pilgrim style, like
No, 100%.
like
New spin-off idea, AGT, the bands.
But then the thing
pretty
is,
cool.
like,
We've
they
talked
really
about this before,
didn't
too.
deserve to be, in the two of any of these performers.
No, I
feel
completely
like.
agree.
I see
So
what you're saying. Yeah.
I completely agree.
it would, it is a missed opportunity though, but it would have been
Oh, it
fun.
would have been so great.
And it's
Oh,
like, I feel like we don't often see punk, like pop punk.
yeah.
So it was nice to see it on the stage. We've had a few metal singers, but that's about it. And it's nice because it's not like a genre like country like we see all the time. So I feel like it's important to bring that awareness to the stage. Like, hey, this is, even though some people are very afraid of pop punk for no reason, this is a genre people like.
It is funny because I think this leans more towards like post-hardcore kind of music.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we did see a little bit of that when, was it Erlyn or someone got through and either their quarterfinals or semifinal performance was a cover of a Bring Me the Horizon song. And I remember specifically looking at this act and being like, Bring Me the Horizon, that's interesting. They like that's a band that I used to listen to back in high school.
Yeah.
And like I listened to like all these bands like Pierce the Veil, A Day to Remember, like all of these
Crown
like,
the Empire.
Crown the Empire, like all of these bands that are part of that genre. And it's so crazy because it never saw the mainstream.
No.
The closest we got was like alternative music back in like 2006. But again, pop punk
Totally agree.
or like these kinds of like Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue. That was a huge song. But I will say it is very bold. Like the judges said that they performed an original song, and I thought it was very smart for them to do something like Billie Eilish on the first performance. But I can see why it wouldn't appeal to the masses and why they didn't get through because they
But
didn't get through.
They were also very smart to do the original in this round because
Yeah.
they're like, only two people are going through. What are the real odds that we're getting through here? Let's
Yeah.
just throw out our original song so people can hear it, hear us.
Yeah, that's right.
And like the
Yeah.
original song, like we already mentioned, the main guy in the audition, his voice was very different.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you hear his voice like that on the original song makes me want to go listen to more of their music. And I think it was a very smart business move.
I mean, yeah, I don't think a band is like expecting to win
Right.
AGT.
Yeah.
So it's really
Exactly.
smart what they did. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
They were very smart about it. And I hope next week we see an original from Steel Panther.
Let's hope so. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
it's like we put our music out there, and whatever happens, if we qualify, it's good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
not, let's do it in the outside world. So
Yeah.
Like,
Alright.
honestly, an example of it, I mean, I know we're going to talk about Mitch Rossell, but like, I know a lot of people here didn't like the lyrics of that song, of Sun, but I just loved that song so much that as someone who doesn't listen to country that much, I just keep going back to it and listening to it and like sometimes crying to it. It's just like, I think it was a good strategy. Like he didn't make it after the semifinals. Like he didn't make it to the next round, but I know him now and like I will go back and listen to him. So that was a smart business move. And I think for their genre, they're going to find people that feel the same way for their music too.
I agree with you. I have to say though, as a joke though, Art is like, Mitch, call me.
I'm begging here.
Mitch Art is single.
We know you're not.
Well, Mitch isn't. So.
But
Oh,
yeah, the beginning of his package was like, here's my beautiful wife. And I was like, oh, Arda, unfortunately, you're going to be a home wrecker.
well, Mitch, if you're ever curious, Arda is here. Anyways, next we have Lambros Garcia.
Arda's giving me the stare down because I said nay. I already know this. Yeah, no, Shade Button is totally, I will get it over with.
so aggressive.
I will get it over with.
Talking.
I will get it over with. I liked Lambros. I like everything he stands for. I'm very happy that he got through. I think that this is a big moment for him in his life. He's what, 11? I think so. I think he's
10,
like
11?
10, 11.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
This is a big moment for his life. This is a
Child.
defining moment for his life. No matter what, it's hard to command the stage as like a solo dancer. So he obviously struggled from that. But this performance was way more of I want to come out and have a fun time and be myself than his audition. And I really appreciate that. I feel bad because it feels like the show set him up to fail. Because it's like out of everybody on this list, just like with True Villains, it feels like they were like, yeah, he's not going to get through. But like they gave him this like really cute story of like, yeah, I was bullied at school. That was adorable. The last question they asked him of if you had something to say to other people who are in the same situation as you, what would you tell them? That answer, that kid's got media training. That answer was perfection. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this kid might get through just for that answer.
Yeah, he didn't come up with that answer.
He seems like a good
But
kid.
He carried
He
it.
seems like a good kid. I feel bad that he got voted out, but I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think he would have gone through regardless. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want him to be upset because he got voted out.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I don't
Yeah.
see, like, it was a total slay for me, but I totally agree with everything that you said.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm in my non-problematic era. But you know, it's just, I think he was there just to make that statement
Yeah.
in terms of, like, that's why the production wanted this kid to be there.
They wanted the story.
And I love them for it because
Yeah.
I thought it was really important that, you know, a very flamboyant kid, okay, let's not say gay or straight or queer, but a very flamboyant kid had the nerve, quote, and I say this in a positive way, it's just my English, but like had the, you know, inclination to go out to the stage and just be his true self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's such a cliche thing to say,
No.
but that was that moment.
It's true. And like, he's not from California. This kid, Lambros, is from Long Island.
Uh-huh.
He's from New York.
Yeah.
So like, he flew across the country for this.
So like, I thought that was it said a lot to me, and I think it says a lot to kids because like at the end of the day, this show is, you know, this show talks to the American family more than anybody else, I feel like. So when you're in the living room watching with your maybe homophobic, maybe queerphobic parents, and you see that representation on TV around the world, I think that's really important. And the kid did it in such a fun way. Like, it was not serious as in like, oh, like, you know, like, let's
I'm gonna win.
stand with the community. It was just like the kid was having so much fun and
having a good
everybody,
time. Yeah.
it was just, yeah, like
And
you
expressing
can,
themselves.
yeah, you can feel, you couldn't not feel that joy he was
Yeah.
spreading around.
It was a
just
feel-good
beautiful.
performance.
Yeah, and that's why it was a slay. In like, it's a personal slay. It's like in terms of, you know, the performance and the logistics. Yeah, I totally agree with everything you're saying. But I think it was just so important to have that kid on the show.
I agree.
I loved it.
I agree with you too.
Definitely an
Yeah.
absolute slay.
To see a kid like him, like it's kind of like inspiring in a way for all the other kids, you know, because when you're, I don't know, in Europe or America or whatever, like when you see a kid like him, like 10 years old, 11 years old, and you see like that he might not think that he will win or whatever, but he has like the confidence that he will do well and he will be liked by the people.
Yeah.
So I feel like it will encourage a lot of people, a lot of kids, like to go for it, to kind of not even to be on AGT, but like in general, like in the world, like to go for your dreams because that's
absolutely.
what matters, I think. So, and the reason why I gave it a hesitant slay, it's because not because I didn't like it, but I think just it wasn't enough for him to go through.
I see.
But talking about like what he represents, as we talked about, I think it's like a total slay because like I couldn't do it at 11 years old.
No,
to go
me
on the
neither.
stage
Dude, it's
and,
tough. I mean,
like have all the lights. Like
Just
it's my first time being at the podcast, and I'm like a little bit nervous, you know. So
Yeah.
for him to like have a lot of cameras around him, and like how many million people are watching him, it's like
it's insane,
it's
dude.
insane. So,
Yeah.
You just reminded me. We forgot to bring the 100 people that usually sit behind the cameras and stuff. Should we call them now? We should call them now, right?
Yeah.
Let's call them now.
I don't know
No,
why
but you're
Phyllis-
right.
yeah.
You're so totally right. I think being on a stage and performing in front of thousands of people and then knowing this is going to be put out onto live television,
yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Or
You-
even going
yeah.
like in the way of, I was bullied at 11. I would have never done this.
Yeah.
I would have never done
He
that.
does this despite the bullying, which
Yeah.
is wow.
I could have never done that. Like that.
resilience.
Same.
He's confidence. I was going to say this kid has balls. I don't want to say that. But you
Wait,
get what I mean.
chutzpah. The kid has chutzpah. That's
Chutzpah.
something
What
that I
is-
learned recently.
What does chutzpah mean?
It's balls, but like gender neutral. It's like a Jewish term, apparently.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, chutzpah.
You have to do the like that.
Wait, do you guys have petka?
Petska.
Somebody has a petka. Like,
Oh yeah, Petska.
Yes,
I
you
know.
do, right? Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay,
Wow.
good. Because my mom uses that all the time. I think it's the
Petka,
same
that's-
thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Lambros, you got some petka.
Ben is gonna watch this and be like, "Have I taught you nothing?"
I am going to one of his cousin's bar mitzvahs in the end of September. I'll be like, "Hey guys, you're a Hutzpa."
Ben's watching just like oy vey.
No, his family's like, "That's the word you choose to learn."
All right. Anyways, let's move on.
That was fun.
We have Mitch Rossell.
Yes, we do.
Arda, talk about your man.
Can I
Tell us
start?
about your
with
husband.
mine?
Yeah, tell us about
Okay,
your-
so here's the thing. He's just what I like about him, and what I liked about him in his first audition as well, is that he writes his own songs, which is something I always respect in people. And then the way he writes his songs and the way he sings them is just, I don't know, like it feels like he's really immersed in the emotion, which I love. And well, this song, I thought it was a little bit of a cliche type of a situation, because like the lyrics, I've never been to Niagara Falls, I've never done this, but in your eyes, like that. Yeah, okay, it's just a cute romance country song, which is like, well, maybe you should have been to Niagara Falls, because like you don't know if you're gonna really like it, and it's literally in the U.S. It's not that hard. Just hop on a Spirit flight, babes. Anyways.
To Buffalo?
I don't know.
I don't think you can take a Spirit flight to Buffalo
Anyways,
as someone
like,
from
take
Rochester.
West, whatever. Yeah, he was. The song wasn't as good as the first song. I don't think the song was as strong as the first one. His vocals were off for some reason. I didn't exactly understand what was going on there. But he
think
still
it was
had the
nerves.
spirit. I think he still. Yeah, that's probably it. But, you know, he still had the spirit of it, and I enjoyed seeing him perform. I'm not surprised that he didn't make it to the next round, but I will be listening to, he gave me one song to listen to and cry to, and like maybe listen to when I miss my dad. So thank you, Mitch Rossell, for that. All jokes aside,
Thank you, Mitch.
you're a really talented musician, and, if you're listening, thank you for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not huge on country. Thought it was great. I mean, I don't really have much to say.
See, I agree with everything Arda said, but I differ in one way. I thought he was going to go through.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, all the judges were like crazy about
We're like, you're
him.
going through.
Yeah.
Well, after his first audition, Sun hit the iTunes charts really highly. Like it was number one. So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had the Drake Milligan effect. But he didn't, unfortunately. Like, I agree with you. I don't listen to country music. Very talented songwriter, very talented performer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really listen to country as well, but it's probably that, as I said, like we don't really have that genre in my country, so as I can listen to it, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And also, as you touched on the lyrics, Greek songs, it's like every song is like, "Oh my love, come to Greece, I love you."
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. Like my girlfriend says, like when she listens to Greek songs, because we kind of speak in Greek for fun, and she's like, "Why does every song have love and I don't know, kisses and really like?"
Wow.
So I was like, that's normal for me. Like hearing about Niagara Falls and
Oh
all
my
that.
God.
So.
I could just imagine, Ella, come to Greece. It's like,
People
to
from
Mykonos.
Greece.
There's two buff dudes that do those videos. They're like, "Come to Mykonos, where are you, Habibi?" They're like Arab and Greek for some reason. Like, and they're like, "Come to Mykonos, Habibi." It's just,
They're just very passionate people, apparently.
they're pretty hot too.
That's
White
like
Lotus
those.
people, come on, get on it. I want to see a Greece season.
that's like Brazil. Come to Brazil. You know,
Oh my
come to
God, those
Brazil.
Brazilian stands, they
Yeah.
are something else.
They are.
That's something else. Wow. I didn't
So,
even
yeah.
know that.
That's really cool.
Huh. Yeah, no,
Well.
Colombian music is just, it's Colombian music like sad, a lot of accordions,
Oh,
What
I
are the lyrics
love
about? Is there any, like,
accordions.
Themes?
love,
Yeah.
heartbreak.
Yeah.
they're sad and about good times and stuff. And like, like, let's drink, let's have a good time.
Yeah.
I
Or,
stand
like,
anything with
know-
an accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Vallenatos. They're really good. But anyways, let's move on to our next act. We now have Oleksandr Leshchenko and Magic Innovations.
Should I start because I'm Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really like that he had kind of like represented kind of in a way Ukraine, because yesterday I think was National Independence Day, Ukraine.
Oh.
So
Now you know when this was filmed.
So, so it's kind of like a representative of his country, and I don't know. I just like this kind of different performances. That's kind of one thing that I really loved about this episode, is that it had like various kind of styles of like, from country to rock to
You see a little bit of everything.
to
which is a
dog
cool thing.
acts, to
Yeah.
everything. So like it was really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
I watched it in my hotel room, by the way. So it was
Nice.
like it was like good,
This is
relaxing.
the address. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
could have voted,
I don't have the US.
but you're in America, wouldn't it?
By app, or how do you vote for AGT
On the
actually?
app.
On the app.
There's an app.
I think because you're in America, you
Then,
can
yeah, you
download it
can.
from the American App Store.
Do you need to tie your
Oh,
phone
dude.
number?
Your
Hell
email.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't. If you have an Apple account from another country,
No,
then
we'll make
can't.
we'll make you a talent recap email.
I haven't even.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
So
so just use your
that
work
email.
email. Yeah. I will say the act was giving me kind of like Game of Thrones kind of vibe where it's
Yeah.
like this like I thought it was interesting. I do like the nationalism and like representing the country. The only thing that was just kind of off for me was it just kind of seemed like the first act or like the first audition, And so I don't know. I mean,
if you're gonna end it on that note, I have a lot to go off of with that.
yeah.
If you have more though.
No, I mean
Okay.
that's pretty much it. I mean, like I don't know. It's just yeah.
So
Can I say one thing?
yeah.
So Czech Republic is like really close to Ukraine, yeah.
Mhm.
So like I can really see the effects of the war.
I
So like that's one thing I want to say, that like we have I can see so many like Ukrainian people going to Czech Republic, because like Czech Republic is kind of well in economics, like good situation. So like that's one thing I want to say, like that it's like nice to see Ukrainian acts on Got Talent, because it's
Yeah.
like they can show like the talent of their country,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Ukraine has like so many people, like 40 million. So like it's nice to see people from Ukraine on Got Talent. It's what I want to say.
And it's funny because we've talked about this on the pod. Y'all have to, if you're a fan of America's Got Talent, watch the International Got Talents.
Yeah.
There's so much good like talent, and there's these acts are incredible. Like the stuff that they do on
Especially
these acts.
Romania's Got Talent.
Oh my
is
god!
insane.
Romania's is insane.
Romania's Got Talent cinematography, and it's so funny. I'll edit a video, and I know it's Romania's Got Talent when I start seeing the person putting the dial up on the switcher board, and then it's this Dutch angle coming into the act, just going like this, and I'm like, yes, Romania's Got Talent, yes.
Guys, with all you saying these positive things, how am I supposed to hate on his act now? I'm just saying. No, I told you they pressed the button on me for no reason. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's great.
So
That's why you got the red headphones. You
I
know?
have nothing against
spicy takes.
I have unhinged.
Oh my god!
Unhinged.
Whoever has the spicy takes the red headphones.
We would be swapping headphones the entire time.
Yeah.
Just like, let me
Just give
grab
it to
this.
Dan.
So I think that if we would not have seen Kunichi Ibana and Christy Sellers, this would be a very cool,
I see what you're
very
saying.
cool act.
Yeah.
Christy Sellers revolutionized this type of act for me because the pole dancing aspect of it was so freaking cool. She was an athlete on top of being a dancer and like
She
having
was
choreography.
precise. She was very precise.
She was so precise that when he is not as precise as she is, I'm like, I want to like you, but I don't like you. And like, if you put his performance next to even Kenichi Ibana, who is a solo dancer, Kenichi is still above him, in my opinion. I think that this is a really cool act. I'm not hating on him at all. Because we've seen these other people, it kind of makes it, I'm seeing it through the lens of we've seen better before.
Yeah.
So there was part of me that's like, was this guy only cast for this season because Christy Sellers? Like low key, is that what
I see
happened?
what you're saying.
And I feel bad for him. Obviously, I would like him to do well in life in general. But I was like, guys, come on. Christy Sellers got second place for a reason, and she's way above this.
Yeah.
The moment he started his performance, I was like, oh, this is theater. Like, this feels like theater
Yes.
to me,
Yes.
which I really appreciated because there's, like not every dancer makes me feel that way.
Yes.
And I really felt, I mean, it's obviously not just a dance, but the entire thing.
Right.
But I did feel like it was theater, and I just like instantly grabbed me into itself. And I agree with the Game of Thrones thing too.
Yeah.
It's maybe because I like Game of Thrones
Right.
in that universe. Like I was like, ooh, well, what are you going to tell me about it?
Yeah.
But I liked it better than his audition performance.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a desirable thing to have done. I mean, he didn't, go through, but still, I thought it was really good. And I haven't viewed it from the lens that you were talking about. And I think that adds an element of just like, it's even more of a slay for me right now than it was before. But
I
like
just
it.
wish I wouldn't have seen those other acts first.
Mhm.
It would have been a totally different experience if I didn't. I'll show you Christy. I think you'll like her.
Yeah.
I think that you'll get the same feeling
Yeah.
and you'll understand what I
What
mean.
was the other guy's name?
Kenichi Yubana.
I think I've seen his performance
Season
on another
6.
Got Talent.
Probably.
Because he's done something in Spain's Got Talent or something.
He's from Japan.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Was Kenichi the one that did the head drop?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Because he did the same multimedia aspect of it, but he like obviously did it back in like 2010.
Oh, it's the one with the robots in the background, right? Yes, I remember this.
Yes.
I remember
he
this.
did it way before it was like even a thing that could be done.
Yeah.
Really.
Still pretty cool. I mean, like,
It's
'cause
so cool. He's
that-
so cool.
yeah.
And like, that's just it. That's why I think Oleksandr has an issue for the people who have seen the show that long.
Yeah.
His
I also-
wife is doing the animations, right?
Yeah.
I think that's so cool too.
That is
like
cool.
They work as a
Here's the
as a
thing,
team,
though.
married team. That's cute.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. Christy choreographs everything herself and she has an animator. So that's why I'm like, it's very similar. And she's been working with that person for years as well. So it's like,
yeah.
once again, I love Christy. I don't wish I've never seen her before, but it's definitely like I'm seeing it through a lens.
Okay.
Because I really liked her.
On an animation standpoint, I mean, we were talking about Blender just yesterday. So, like,
Yeah. Kudos.
kudos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's hard. That's really tough. But, all right. Anyways, let's move on to our next act.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
It would make a good synth though.
You literally predicted this. Remember when you said the episode 2 curse?
You did predict this.
You had
Wow.
a psychic moment for a hot minute.
For those of you who don't know what's going on, because our recorder says that it has low battery, and this is the second thing we've replaced. And the only other thing we can do is put in actual regular batteries in this
Double
pack.
A.
Double A. Can't tell you the brand, but yeah.
Double A.
And it's beeping at us and angry. All right, next we have Adrian, Stoica, and Hurricane. Now, I want to do something interesting for this one, right?
Okay.
I'm going to call Dan.
We're not calling Dan.
Okay, we're back. Sorry. SD card was full. It wasn't the battery this time. But anyways.
We're struggling. It's okay.
We're sorry. This, again, very chaotic episode. We're sorry, Alex. This is, this doesn't happen usually.
Alex
okay,
is like,
guys.
time's ticking.
Yeah. He's like,
I got a plane to catch.
Guys,
I have
I'm
places
leaving.
to go. I have people to meet. I'm in New York.
He's like,
New
strike
York
2,
City.
guys. Come on.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. But yes, so as I was saying earlier, I want to call Dan.
Okay.
I want to figure out whether or not Dan needs to redeem himself. He
I would
didn't
also-
like
Get the
Bogart.
shade button ready.
I would also like to point out to everybody that we have a weekly prediction, like Google sheet, where we all predict who's going to go through. And Dan got it perfectly, even though he is notorious for hating dogs on this show. He said that Lavender and Adrian and Hurricane were going to go through. And it's just so out of character for Dan to
It's 2 for 2.
like a dog act. It's so out of character.
Oh, hold up.
Did he join?
1 second. Hello, Dan. Welcome. Hello. So you're on the pod. Everyone's here.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, Dan hasn't met
Oh, yeah.
Alex yet.
Dan,
Yeah.
this is Alex. Alex,
Hi,
Dan.
Dan.
I was like, Billy's looking weird.
Okay, Dan.
Are you screen recording it so we can put it in the video? Yeah. Smart. Okay, sorry.
So, Dan, this is your time to redeem yourself. All right? Because last week, I don't know, man.
you were a hater last week.
Last week, you had us worried when you said you didn't like a dog act, man. So here we go.
It's just really, really weird of you to completely change it up from I hate the dog act to I'm going to predict that the dog act's going to go through.
Okay, I will say that different dog acts are of different qualities in the same way that saying somebody is a bad singer does not mean I hate the concept of singing.
Well, that's funny. That's not what our podcast channel says. It says you hate dog. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's the title. That was the title.
Okay,
But okay. Wait. Hold up. Dan's got. Hold up. Oh,
Is that Charlie?
is that Charlie?
There's Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. Wait. Hola, Charlie. Okay. So Dan, tell us, what did you think about Adrian, Stoica, and Hurricane?
I mean, Adrian, Stoica, and Hurricane, I think that is, for me, and obviously it's, there's a recency bias. He's the most recent one I've seen, but I believe they are, let's give credit where it's due, they are the gold standard
Okay.
dog acts
Okay.
in history, I would say.
Okay. And still an A on Bogart, right?
I mean, if Adrian Stoica was working with Bogart, who knows what could happen?
Okay.
Dan,
Gotcha.
you were hating on a disabled dog here.
No. Let's get this straight. Dan was hating on the routine, not the disabled dog,
Yeah.
and he quoted that himself.
Dan's
Got you.
problem was
I got
The
you.
shade button.
You still can.
I wasn't hating the play, hating the game.
Oh, that was good. That was
It's
good.
also fair to not like the dog trainer, but like the dog.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. You've
Thank you.
redeemed
Thank
yourself.
you.
I think the viewers can also agree that you've redeemed yourself as well. Do you have anything else you'd like to say, or would Charlie like anything to say?
There's a dog, and we've got another. Here's another dog as well. These are my dog credentials here.
Oh my God. Like, this is it, you know? Like, this is, like,
Oh, man.
you can't go wrong. Oh, hi, Baxter.
I mean, look at his face. Oh, he doesn't like it. He's like, I'm not the star. I'm not your performing monkey here. Don't use me for credit.
We forgot to give him the consent form to be on the podcast. That's yeah. He's like,
It's okay.
guys, get my lawyer, you know. But Dan, thank you so much. We will talk to you later, if anything. So appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of the pod, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Dan.
Bye.
Bye.
It makes me want to have dogs now.
I know, right?
Gotta have a dog. For
Oh my
those of you
God.
who don't have a dog, you have to get a dog. you
After
know?
the pod is over, remind us to tell you the story about Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great
It's a
story.
good
That's
one. It's one of my
That's
favorites.
a fun story. Actually, why don't we just tell it real quick and then we can
Yeah,
just
I
move
was
on.
thinking.
you
Yeah,
know what?
sure.
So here's the thing. Charlie,
Last summer, Dan got a new dog.
mm,
And it was supposed to be that they were going to foster this dog and see how it was going to turn out. And then after 2 weeks, they could decide if they wanted to keep the dog or not. Dog was
Right.
from Texas.
Mhm.
He already has his dog Baxter. They've had Baxter for as long as he's been in America, like
yeah.
8 years.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, like 8 years, something like that. Julian, your turn.
So here's the thing. So at some point, I come into the office. I'm still very new.
This is
new.
like
so
Julian's
second week, probably my second week.
We
working
were
here,
doing
yeah.
the live shows
Oh,
after
yeah.
after the
The
resolve.
live show.
Poor Julian didn't really know our setup, and it was just kind of
But I really just came down here and I was just like, oh yeah, this is how you work the cameras, and this is how. And
it was Julian's job after that.
I remember Billy and Dan. They were just like, we've been trying to figure this out for like months now. You did it in a day.
Yes.
but yeah, it was really funny because like we got to conversation. We were talking about the dog, and like I was
This
just
was
like, so how's
when-
the dog? You know.
Billy was in Japan as well, so Dan and I
Yes.
were the hosts that week instead
Yeah.
of me and Billy. It was usually me and Billy.
So it was really funny because Dan's just like, yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, you know, it's a great dog, but you know, just won't listen to orders. And like, they've had this dog, Charlie, for like 2 years, and like they've raised it, and like for some reason, it just won't take orders. It won't sit. It won't do like, you know, when we ask it to. And I think about it, and I'm like, Dan, this is kind of a weird question, but what if? Do you think Charlie doesn't understand English? He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, and I thought, you know, being from like, if you were from Texas, you know, there's a large Spanish population there, you know,
Right,
because since
yeah.
it's so close to Mexico, and I know a lot of people like Tex-Mex, right? Maybe the dog knows Spanish. Maybe the owners were Latino or, you know, like of Hispanic descent. And so I was like, dude, what if this dog speaks Spanish? What if you talk to it in Spanish? It's like, it's kind of crazy, but sure, why not? Let's try it. Like, how do you say sit in Spanish? And I was like, siéntate. And he was like, okay. He comes back the next morning. He's like, you're not going to believe what happened. The dog was Spanish, bro. The dog was Hispanic.
Charlie habla español.
Carlos, man. He said, siéntate. And Carlos, whoop.
Este
sat down.
perro habla
Español.
español.
Like, yo, it's, bruh.
Thank you, Duolingo.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but it's
Carlitos.
crazy. Yeah, Carlitos, right? Like,
Oh
it's
my
kind of
God.
crazy, but
It was such a funny story, and like
I
we
love
couldn't
it.
believe that. That was like one of the first like things that
it
we
was
both were
mind-blowing.
like,
Him and his wife he was telling me, he's like, him and his wife, they were just like
yeah.
dumbfounded by the fact that it worked.
I
And
mean,
they
it's
decided
impressive
to-
that you came up with this theory in the first place, I feel
Right?
like, because it would sound so out of pocket, but it's so smart.
Yeah,
it's
because
so
it's kind of
smart.
a long shot, you know? Like, I don't know. It
No,
was-
and like Julian was sitting at like the switcher, and Dan and I are like doing our sound check and everything for the show, and then Julian's like, do you think the dog speaks Spanish? And I was just like, why would the dog speak Spanish?
Like there's no way.
Because I'm like internally thinking, how does a dog learn English? You know what I mean? Like,
But that's the thing. No, but you have to think about if the person is like, say for example, in
Right.
Japan, right? Like
100%. They're not.
they're
right.
not speaking English. They're just talking to the dog in Spanish. I mean, in
It
Spanish,
only
in
it
Japanese.
only knows it only knows the words that the owner uses with it. Yeah, no. It was very funny. It was very funny.
Anyways, let's move on. Let's move forward.
let's be tough.
All right, next we have Sainted. I will say this was a great act.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
I love the music. And that's it, Corey. We've talked about this. We don't like choirs. Like,
I hate a choir.
I agree.
hate
I
choirs.
third that.
Not a fan.
yeah,
What do you think
like,
of choirs?
do you like choirs?
I like choirs.
That's okay, Alex. No, that's okay. That's okay. We're not going to turn on you. We're not going to be hating on you.
Alex, the door's right there.
Should I go?
It was great seeing you, man.
Oh my God, I didn't see you press the button and I was just like, it's the ghost back.
The ghost is back.
I don't know. It's just like I don't know if you agree, guys, but I just feel like it's something special when like more people sing. You know, like when more people
In a church.
more
I get bored.
Artists like there's a time and place.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, but yes, you were saying, yeah.
I don't know. Just like when you have like a lot of voices combined,
Yeah.
it just sounds cool. Like
It's,
I know.
yeah.
I liked Sainted. It was
That's okay.
The harmonies are cool.
The
I think
harmonies,
that's I
yeah.
think that's the cool thing.
the song selections as well. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. I think it's the fact that the song selections are so because like you think of a choir and it's just very like I don't know. I mean, you don't see modern day pop being placed into like choir stuff or like hip hop or like you know.
Yeah.
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 And I think that's what's really cool. Also, I gotta say, I mean, this is a New York City thing, but like that dude was getting light at some point. Like, and do y'all know what that is?
Nope.
By any chance? Getting light. So getting light is when you say, for example, if oh man, it's a very New York City thing. It's the whole no music thing, like no music. No music. Have you never seen that on the train? No, that's a very New York popular thing, and the dances
say I've
that
seen it.
it's them getting light. That's the whole like. For those New Yorkers who are watching in the chat and know what I'm talking about, y'all know. Like it's, but like they were doing it for the culture. They were like, you know, you can tell that they were having fun with it, and like the energy was there. So like, I'm just getting excited talking about
Yeah.
it. You know, that was great.
I mean, I didn't know what getting light means, but with the energy and with like a presentation of a subgenre of music or a genre of music, I think that was like very apparent, and I thought that was beautiful because not just pop, like hip hop, having hip hop in there or R&B in there, and having that with it, like the fact that it was a choir added so much to it, because when you like try to mix these genres, the attempts that I've seen mostly have been things of like, oh yeah, you tried to make choir cool, but no, this was actually like this choir was really cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this, my notes are true entertainment. Like this was
Yeah.
actually, they were performers, they were entertainers, 360 degrees, like
Yeah.
entirely. And I respect that so much because you have to sound beautiful. You have to know how to dance and like have to move your body, and then
Yeah.
you have to know how to keep the energy up.
Yeah,
And these people were
absolutely,
doing all these three at the same time with really good diaphragm control.
Yeah.
And so many people. And I don't know, I just loved how they took over that stage.
They
It
did.
was beautiful. It was not, you know, again, I don't like choirs on these shows. I like choirs, again, like time and place, but this was just so good, and I loved watching it, and I would have loved to see them move forward instead of another act that we didn't talk about yet.
I agree with you. I was not feeling their audition. I was on the podcast the week that they actually went on, and I was like, see, they're one of the ones that let me down because they have such a cool story and they haven't talked about it. You know, this group formed during COVID,
Which is insane.
which is insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They were like a church choir first, and they were like, let's do trap music, which is so unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like their song choices the first time, and I was very disappointed, to be honest with you. This time, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
they commanded the stage. I am not one for the matching outfits, but the matching outfits were cute.
Yeah, they were going. They were
I was
going.
like,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
yeah.
who is
Yeah.
doing this?
That's
Because
nice.
that's amazing.
Because also it was not exactly the same. It was,
was
like
not.
the color that was matching.
and it was,
There were different
it was
stylistic
like
choices.
they molded each outfit to that person, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, if I had to compare them to another act that we've seen before, I would compare them to, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I don't want anybody to think this immediately. The way that they sing, the way that they perform, the way that they command the stage is a lot like Detroit Youth Choir. I'm not just saying it because it's two groups of people that are people of color. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it because they both have really good on-stage presences. And I don't like choirs, but Detroit Youth Choir is one where I'm like, no, on AGT All-Stars, they were the moment. And I think that choirs need to do that more.
Yeah.
So I really liked them. I wanted them to go through as well, to be honest with you, because I think that they had even more planned, and I want to know what that even
love to see more of
entails.
that.
They're so talented, and I really hope like they go on to do great things.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt they have to.
They have to
do good stuff. Like they are
100%.
already doing good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So what did you think, Alex?
I don't know. I loved it. Like it was. I said I like choirs, so maybe I have a soft spot. I don't know. It's like it's not like choir music. It's not something you listen to every day. So like when you watch it on these shows, it's when it's good. When it's good, it like hits you well. Like it's like, oh yeah, I want to listen to it again. But like when it's bad, it's like,
like you can really tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this act, it was like, I don't know. As I said, the song selections were so good. Like it was not boring. It was like, as you said, like they had to combine all the like the moves and all that. It was like so fun to watch, and it reminded me also of like gospel choir on BGT. I can't remember their name, but they got a golden buzzer, I think. From Simon. And it kind of like transmitted this energy of like, we want to do this. Like we know that maybe choir music is not the most, I don't know, loved, or people will not say wow like immediately, but we want to show that, you know, if we are like 100 people, 50 people together,
like
let's go for this music. So
also they're from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, they're from North Carolina.
Oh,
I was like, they're not from New York.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our next act. Next, we have Brynn Cummings.
Boring.
I will defend her. I will
the
defend
moment
her.
I saw her, I'm sorry, I just like
No, it's okay. It's
but
okay.
The moment I saw her audition, I was like, oh my God, I'm sure like she's gonna move on. But I just don't want her to, and she did. I mean, no hate. It's just mostly
No.
I've
She
been
moved
hating.
in past the audition.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No. If she did, I would be
But-
right with my predictions, and I'd be annoying about it. So.
But it's just I don't like the whole puppet situation. I just don't ventriloquist, right? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the word. I don't like the ventriloquism situation. I can see your mouth clearly moving. Like a shy kid talks like that. And there's I'm literally hating on it.
I have a different opinion.
But I just don't see the appeal in the ventriloquism genre in general.
Okay.
Editing the thumbnails is annoying. And
Because
then
you keep having to see her face.
no, that's no, it's just
Sorry, that was on me.
it's just you have to separate the puppet and the girl, like technical, doesn't matter. But like it's just more work when there's a ventriloquist, which is, I don't know, tedious work. That's why it's annoying. I like work. I like working. What was that song?
What was the name of it? Oh my God.
It would have been the exact right moment for the.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been.
Anyways, what I didn't like about it is just it's so meh to me, and it clearly feels like, oh, let's have another ventriloquist kid, kind of like let's have another Darcy.
Well, I was gonna say, adding on to that point, I also did not really like Brynn's like, and the thing is that the magic wasn't memorable to me. You know, it really wasn't like, Brynn, I'm really sorry if you're watching this. Like, please understand.
Brynn, just wait until you hear what I have to say. That's what I have to say. I will defend you here. Keep watching, sweetie.
See, here's the thing. We already have Darcy. Darcy is like the bar, you know? And again, what I do appreciate about Brynn is the fact that she incorporates the magic element into it, which is something new we haven't really seen. We've seen a lot of ventriloquists, but again, we haven't seen magic be combined with ventriloquism. But like Arda said, we can see your mouth moving. We can kind of see these, like you gotta take the time to practice certain things, and then maybe even come up with the stage name, you know? Because I think the thing that I will say is that since your name is Brynn, it's hard to pronounce that when
Globally,
doing
especially.
ventriloquism.
Oh.
And if you listen closely, every single time she says her own name, she says Drin instead of Brynn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
You're
I'm
critiquing
kinda-
an 11-year-old right now.
I am.
Just
I
a
am
reminder.
A child.
I'm
sorry.
a child. Brynn, keep watching. I promise. I will
but yeah.
defend you.
I don't know. I mean, again, it's just, I don't know. We're being honest here, so
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me.
It's okay when Howie does it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Alex.
I think, I think Darcy, I think we can say that Darcy Lynn started kind of like a revolution with ventriloquism. Like she
Yeah.
showed that for other kids that really like ventriloquism, like you can do this. So
Mhm.
I think she started kind of like this. She showed to younger kids, as I said. So I think Brynn kind of saw Darcy and she said, I can do this as well. I can try it,
Yeah.
see how it goes. So from that
Nice,
point
she
of
did.
view, I would say, how old is she? 11?
She's 11.
So I think
I think.
for her age, like I can't even imagine to do something like that. So
Yeah.
from that point of view, it's like admirable that how she does that. And but I can agree that it was like, I don't know. I think unfortunately people will compare you to Darcy because they saw Darcy,
Yeah.
they saw her winning. So when they see ventriloquism on AGT, they will say, "Oh, Darcy was better. I'm not gonna vote for
Yeah.
Brynn." Maybe I don't know. I don't know if people think like that, but I think it's probably like that. So I don't know. It's like I'm mixed. I can't say like I hated it, but I also can't say it was like amazing or I was wowed. So I kind of expected her not to go through.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
And again, it's that thing of like, she is constantly going to be compared to some of the other ventriloquists. But again, what's really smart is that she has that magic component that we haven't
Yeah.
seen before. So I say, Brynn, you got a really, really good future ahead of you. I just say, polish up your act, get some really, really good magic, and keep doing what you're doing. We're not here to throw you down or tear you down. Like,
Okay, now, Brynn,
yeah.
what you've been waiting for, the non-hater. I'm going to run you through everything that I felt. No, for sure. Alex, you weren't a hater. I would like to clear that up. You were not a hater. But I want to run you through everything that I felt when this came on stage. In the story element, they said that she's not trying to be Darcy Lynn at all because she said, I can't sing like that.
Well, there's a reason why they said that.
I know, but she's also not a singer. She never said she was a singer. Let's start with that. Another thing, I love a good age-appropriate dress for children. She was dressed so age appropriately. It was a sparkly, cute little dress. That's important because no one is trying to age her up. And I think that that's so important here. She did get cute little highlights, but like that's, once again, early teens, you're going to look like that. She
Yeah.
looked adorable. I thought that she slayed in that sense. I will say, don't listen to the first time I watched you. I may have said that you were trying to be Darcy Lynn a little too much, but coming back at it now, I'm going to reiterate that at that age, you are trying to be like your idol in general.
Oh, if she's definitely watching, she's definitely going to go to that other video.
No, because
I
I
hope she
said that
doesn't
she was
watch
so
this 'cause I was
inspired
so
by Darcy Lynn that it felt like she was trying to be her. But I take it back now.
We run the tape back and it's just completely different.
No, I take it back now. I take it back now.
No, put it right here.
So-
Put the throwback right here.
What I think was interesting about this is she obviously came out. She's like, I'm not going to sing. And I'm like, good for you. The act was good. I think that not good, but like, okay, kid magician, like that's fine. That's fine. I differ from you guys in the way that you said you could see her lips moving. I think that she's actually way ahead of her age bracket for ventriloquism. I could not see him moving as much. I think that Anna Maria on Romania's Got Talent was way worse in that aspect.
Okay.
In All Stars, Anna Maria was better because it's been a few years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think that Brynn is, I think that she's been a ventriloquist maybe 1-2 years. So that's why I'm like defending her in the aspect being like, she's talking a lot for a new ventriloquist. And the fact that she can even talk as much like that and try to perform like it wasn't a decently hard trick, no.
Yeah.
But she still gave us magic.
Yeah.
I said I was being unhinged today, so I have to mention it. Howie, what is going on in your head? What is going on with you? Because
Good question.
Very
I
good question.
need to know, genuinely need to know, did you talk to Sofia ahead of time to make sure that you can mention her divorce like that? That was a very unhinged way of saying, hey, by the way, Sophia's single. You could have chosen her to like figure out The Bachelor, but no.
Well,
it didn't look like she was comfortable.
No, at first she's like,
No.
and then she's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, Howie, she got divorced like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, this is new.
Yeah.
This is fresh. This is like, it's obviously we don't know her personally, but if it were me, it would not be at the point where that's a joke yet. So I was like, is he overstepping her boundaries right now on live TV? I expected it to be an episode where after the commercial break, Howie came back and apologized. That's happened before for one of his jokes. And I was like, oh my God, are we witnessing history? No, we didn't.
Well,
but.
but Howie was unhinged, and it's a good thing that you brought that up,
Oh.
which I'll get back to in a second.
Yeah.
But right before that, on the topic of Sofia, so Sofia, if you are watching, Bachelor number 1, Billy Blanks Jr. is currently single.
He loves
you. He loves you.
He's a great father.
He's a great father. He is talented, a dancer, content creator, creative director,
And a genuinely good
And a
person,
great
too.
person.
and a great person.
Although we're
Great
coworkers
person.
with him, like genuinely, he's such a nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart. His son Elijah, he's adorable. You'll love him.
Never met him, but pretty sure.
Yeah, he's adorable. You'll love him. And if you've heard of his dad, Billy Blanks with Ty Bo, there you go. You have your connect. You already have something in
I mean,
common.
Billy's just a ray of sunshine. Like when
Yeah.
he comes into the room, you're like, hey, Billy.
and he's been in Shark Tank.
And if you're doubting any of what we're saying, phone up Paula Abdul. Have a conversation
That's
with her,
true.
and she can tell you what Billy's like.
Because you guys are at the same level, you and Paula. I know you have your phone number.
So please, if you'd like to contact Billy, please write us an email, and then we will put you in contact
Either
with Billy.
admin@talentrecap.com or just send it to me, Corey@talentrecap.com.
Sofia, we love you. From Colombian to Colombian. Te amamos y por favor llame Billy y bueno, mándenos un saludo. Anyways, let's move forward with this.
What was said, nobody knows.
I knew a few of the words.
I'll put up a translation and everything.
Thank you,
so don't worry.
Duolingo.
I got you. But anyways, let's move on with our next act and some comments from Howie. John Wines.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This man, sorry, did you want to start?
No, it is all good. No, I mean, hey, I'm about to voice the same thing. You're great act.
He was the moment.
He was the moment.
Yeah.
Come
And
on now.
as Howie said, a amazing act for a Viagra commercial.
That was so
You
unhinged.
knew. No. You knew that this man was coming out serious when he had the reading glasses on.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
that was
yeah.
so cute.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was like, my dad does the same thing. When he's getting serious about things, he wears his reading glasses. I'm
He
not
just
even
got out
kidding.
of his garage. Like he picked up his guitar and got out of his garage
my
and came.
my
like,
dad
that's what it
mows
was.
with his reading glasses on. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
But also,
But that's how you know he's serious about it.
but also, you got to think about like the style choice of like there was so much in this act that was amazing. It's
Yeah.
like old dude playing the guitar, shredding it, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and just really feeling the music. Just like
He was
all of
cool.
the element. He was cool. Like I want to be this guy's friend. Like
Yeah.
And Simon's like, this didn't make sense. Maybe you're just boring.
How does Rachel from Nebraska feel about this?
Simon, what you did with your face doesn't make sense.
Simon,
okay,
did you mean it from a way of Howie's Viagra commercial joke and the fact that he was on stage with women? Or did you mean it in the sense of his wife's not supportive? Because he's fully a music teacher. He's a guitar teacher.
Oh yeah, Simon insulted his
Yeah.
wife, right? He was like,
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
be
He's
surprised
like-
if your wife would leave you. Like,
no,
dude,
he said
bro, you're not even married, bro. Like, come on.
How about your wife,
How
Simon?
about your wife?
Simon,
I'm your wife.
when
Simon?
are you getting married? Once again, you heard the email earlier. Tell me when you're getting married, please. Thank you.
Oh god, Simon's gonna hate us.
No, he's going to email me when he's getting married. That's like I just said.
That was absolutely rude. Take
No,
this
but-
podcast down.
No, but it's like for real and saying like I don't know why Simon said that because it's like his wife has been with him the entire journey.
Yeah.
Like his wife was there with him backstage. His wife was in the audience. I'm like, his wife is here.
Clearly
She knows
present.
what he's
Like, come
doing.
Here's my theory. I think the production just said Simon mid-performance, do something. Like, do
Yeah.
something. Just press the red buzzer and find a reason. Because Simon did not, like, we know this guy. This guy is vocal about what he thinks all the time.
Yeah.
And there was no, like, even if you don't agree with him, you can understand what he's saying or why he's being annoyed. With this one, it was just either he's like moving heavily into the boomer territory even more than he was, or it's just somebody said, just like press red buzzer and pull a Simon for like upping the ratings or whatever. The ads are coming or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
The little snail in his ear telling him to cause chaos on the show.
I just-
something. I mean, I can relate to that.
No, it really just bugs me because John Wines didn't deserve that.
I
yeah, no,
agree.
totally not.
And like
you know?
him when he said that, he's like,
No, you literally look at the act and he's just like, what the hell?
Yeah. No, and I the only thing I think I would have done from a producer standpoint, I wanted the people behind him playing backup for him to be his students.
Oh, hell yeah.
I wanted that to be that, and I was kind of hoping they were going to mention it, but I think it was just a random backup band.
Yeah.
Legalities, people on stage, having to bring the people there, whatever. I was just concerned that, I wanted that, but I think that they probably couldn't pay out for it.
Also, by the way, I just realized something. Simon presses the red buzzer right before he goes into his solo. Is that coincidence? Is
I
that
don't
coincidental?
know. I think that Simon just pressed it to press it. I like the
Yeah,
fact that
I
John
think
didn't
so.
seem like most of the time when they had the red buzzer, John will, like people pause.
Yeah, because like he
John
went
didn't do that.
into that solo and
Yeah.
he ate that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it just felt to me a produced moment of, oh, I got the red buzzer. Now I'm gonna take their revenge. I think it was. That's why I think.
Yeah,
that's
it
kind
makes
of-
sense. I also love that he started with the Star Spangled Banner at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that was cute too.
It was giving. It was giving.
I was like, okay, grandma.
It was getting grandfather. No, it was giving grandfather that was like, I'm on
This
AGT.
is really nice.
I'm going to do something for America. That's
Yeah.
great.
I thought so.
It was good though.
Listen, John Wines, I'll be patriotic for you. For you.
Red, white, blue, motherfucker. These colors don't run.
America.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
Fuck yeah.
John, you seem like an amazing person.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What
What I'll
did you
say
think,
is
Alex?
like John Wines, you're my guy because like the passion you show for your guitar skills,
dude.
like at your age, I don't know how old is.
I have no idea.
He's like probably in his 60s, 70s,
So
probably.
I want to
but,
be like you, when I grow old, because like I'm 21 and I play guitar and all that, but to have a passion and like play till I don't know 70, it's
Yeah.
hard, So
That's what I'm saying. And
So,
like
like-
you can see it in his face,
In
and
his
like
face,
he
right.
doesn't look down. He feels it.
Yeah.
You can tell that like
I could tell
It's-
like when Simon
oh.
pressed, like really, like can you not like enjoy my solo?
That's what
I'm saying. Yeah.
Why are you pressing the red button?
But anyways, let's move on to our next act.
Okay.
Maureen Langan.
Hmm.
I don't know. Here's the thing about comedy acts, or like stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is really difficult. And like having someone go up on stage and like, again, telling jokes and trying to, and being funny is one thing. I think with stand-up comedy, here's the thing. Like for me, if you don't have me in the first 15, 20 seconds,
Yeah.
that's it. And like I was
I know
waiting
that.
for some of these punchlines to hit, and like the first ones, it just wasn't hitting. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I also think that like in the package, obviously we're based in New York for people who don't know. In the package, when I was seeing like all these comedy clubs that like I've been to a few of them. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, she knows what she's doing if she's going to those places. I think that remembering that this is a family friendly show is a big deal for this. I think that her set outside of AGT is very raunchy. I got that vibe from her because she was telling jokes that were very safe, and they only were reaching to the female audience, but like not my generation, the menopausal female.
Have you seen like her outside stuff or how?
I
her outside-
haven't, but
Oh,
like
okay.
just knowing, like I've been to Broadway Comedy Club a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what their comedy is usually like there, it's very raunchy. There's always something about race, like stuff like that type of
I see
joking.
what you're saying. Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
just can't say that on national TV.
Oh yeah, no.
So I'm
I
like,
mean, censorship laws here.
right.
Just-
And when she was talking about, oh, I brought it to the comedy clubs to try out this first, I'm like, oh, so the producers axed half your gig is like all I could think of, because I was like, if I were in a comedy club and I saw her, I don't think I would have enjoyed this one. Mind you, there's also a 2-drink minimum. I would have been very happy regardless. But I think that plain and simple, I think half her act got slashed. I really do. I think that they were telling her she was on the line too much, and that's why they had her.
I mean,
do
her
very safe
last
comedy.
joke was the most raunchy one.
I just
It
get the
was
vibe she's
something
always
about-
like that.
Vagina. I don't remember. what
I mean, the
it
fact that she was talking
Something
about like
vaginas.
right. I mean, the fact that she was
Something
talking about
about
menopause,
Pide.
just in general.
Can we please pop a photo of Pete
We have
in
to.
the edit?
Oh god.
But yeah, I think
break
that I
this.
get the vibe that her act was originally not very family friendly, and they axed half of it.
Yeah.
So for me, like as a non-English speaker, I know you will relate. Like a lot of people that are not English or American, it's even like harder for me to judge like or to laugh to a comedy act,
Yeah.
So like I didn't really feel this one. I couldn't really relate to the jokes that she said. So I don't know. I just thought it wasn't just enough.
Okay, so we're all kind of feeling the same thing. You know.
Yeah.
I said Snay to this one. I think I have a Slay part of it as well. Even though I agree with everything you said, I'm just gonna voice the Slay part of it for me because otherwise I would be like repeating what was said. I agree with y'all, but here's what I think about the Slay. She makes jokes about women who are 50 plus and their experiences as a 50 plus. I think 50 plus women. I think I think that's important.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
because there's just a thing of in terms of representation after you're like 35, 40, it's as if you're in grandma territory and you don't exist.
Right.
Kind of a situation. And it's not the case at all. So I think her making these jokes and basically with these jokes telling the experiences of 50 plus women is an important deed to especially do on America's Got
It's
Talent
true.
stage.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And then also, I think the jokes, like some of them are haha, like none of them are, oh my God, like I can control my laughter if I want to.
Yeah.
In all of these, but some of them gave me a smile and I was like, okay, like I don't have to see you again. But you know, like if I was watching like a 2-hour special from you, I wouldn't want to leave. Like I would be fine with being there. I would be content with what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I see. That makes sense. Okay, next we have Lavender Darcangelo.
Can I start?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Whew. I know. I think this was. I don't know. This was the one act that gave me goosebumps. I don't
Yeah?
know why. It maybe because it was the last one that I watched because I watched the clips and I don't know. It reminded me of when I was like of my dad playing the music at home, like
I see.
the song,
Okay.
you know. So when I listened to her version, it was really nice to hear, you know.
Yeah.
Like she has that special talent, of course, and also like it's impressive that even though she has this disability, like she can sing like that and have this confidence. I know she like it. I can see like she's so confident. She's like not scared of like showing her talent. So
Yeah.
I really loved it, and for me it was brilliant.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. There's that nostalgia factor with the song, combined with her voice and stuff. And again, I think with these acts, you know, I won't say it was superb or super amazing, but again, there's still a little bit of room because she's moving on.
The only thing is that
She's got to top that bar,
like,
you know?
the younger people maybe don't relate that much with the song. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's more like
what was the song again? It was I want to know what
I-
love.
I don't know what love
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to
So
listen. My dad playing that
Yeah,
in the
exactly,
living
so-
room. Like, oh, it just brings me back.
But there
Great
is
song,
like
y'all should check it
improvement for the final, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it's like she hit that threshold of like amazing and leaving a little bit of room to kind of just like, all right, let's blow the roof
Yeah.
off this thing if we're trying to like
Exactly.
make it to the finals, you know? So
I agree. I like her. I don't think that it was either the nerves or something. I don't think this song showed her off vocally like the first one did because she has a very jazzy voice.
Yeah.
I worry and I fear that this performance will not put her above Putri because I think that her and Putri are going to be the end game in this.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
I also really hope, I've seen so many comments saying this, I hope that what they do for the finale is they have both Putri and Lavender sing with Cody Lee.
Oh, that'll be really
I think that would
nice.
be beautiful.
That'd be sweet.
Because
Yeah.
the three of them together would be wild.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's my fear for her. I would like to say that I am more of a Lavender fan than I am a Putri fan, but no hate on either of them. Just my preference. I like a more jazzy voice. I don't know if this was the performance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Putri's audition aired earlier. People were on her side first. I think that it was going to be really hard for Lavender to take that fan base.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm afraid that this wasn't the performance for her. That's why I think I said nay. I like her as an artist. I like her as a singer. I prefer her over others.
Mm-hmm.
This performance, I don't want to say disappointed because anything could happen in these live shows.
Yeah.
I wasn't disappointed. I'm concerned.
Concerned. Okay.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
I agree with the song not suiting her voice as well because there was some moments, even though I mean, it's a good song. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great song, but I agree that her vocal style didn't agree with the song. And that towards the end, there were moments where she was trying to show like some raspiness of the voice, and it felt like she was trying to show herself through the song that was not exactly a right fit for her.
I agree.
So I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But my main concern with this performance with Lavender was when I watched her audition, I really loved what she was doing.
Yeah.
But here you can, from a technical standpoint, you can hear that when she's going high, she goes to like this place where it's like very constricted and very like it's not airy. It feels like she's
using
having
like
a
her
hard
head,
time.
like her head voice, kind of.
She's still using chest,
Oh,
but
really?
she needs to give it more room inside her mouth.
Mm.
Like she needs to
Interesting.
open the back of her mouth more so that the song can have more, the sound can have more space to work with.
Lavender, if you're watching this, take note.
I was about to say no.
That is what
Art
I
of the vocal
thought. I mean,
coach.
at the end of the day, it sounds like she's a little bit constipated over here. So that was my thing. And I know, like watching her audition, her potential was way higher than this.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Sometimes stress can get through to these performances.
That is very true.
I mean, in my cute little tiny experience of like doing a couple concerts, sometimes it would sound way different than what I did in rehearsal. Sometimes I would be able to get that airiness out when I'm doing the rehearsal, and when I go on stage, I'm just like, I feel like there's a stick up my ass. So like that can happen.
Right.
But I think that's what she suffered from, which I would love it if, she didn't.
Yeah.
Because she's very talented, and
See-
this puts Putri.
See, ironically, everybody who's listened to the podcast knows how I feel about people singing the Greatest Showman songs.
Yeah.
This Is Me would be perfect for her. No, and I don't mean it in any way other than
What's
it's in her vocal range perfectly.
Wait, was this the same song that you talked to Billy about? What song was that?
That was Tightrope. Tightrope's my favorite song from the movie.
Oh yeah.
If anybody who's ever going on AGT watches this, do not sing Tightrope. Do not do it. Michelle Williams is the only person that can sing it. I want her to sing This Is Me because I feel like it'll have the same effect as her audition. It's in her vocal range. And I think that it'll show off the more jazzy tones of her voice.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what song I'm talking about? by
I
the
think
way?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know?
I didn't watch the Greatest
Watch out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching in a beat a drum.
I don't know.
I am brave. I am
I would've
Bruce.
known by
This
now.
is
I don't
who
know the
I'm
song.
meant to be. This is me. Yeah. That's the song.
The only
A
This Is
bunch
Me
of
I know
Alexandr
is This
backup
Is Real.
vocals.
This is me. I'm exactly
Well, a
where
bunch of
I
choirs
wanna
sing this
be.
song, and
We
I'm
can go
always
to
just like,
AGT.
oh my God,
My
not
knees are
another
going.
AGT choir singing this damn song. Lavender, sing this damn song.
Lavender, sing your heart out.
I'm not even kidding. I think that would put her above it because it's a song everybody knows. And if she doesn't do it, unfortunately, I think the Sharp family singers will.
I do like the act of Lavender. I just thought it was really funny that you said, I think vocal constipation is probably my favorite phrase now. And just if anybody has that like moment of like feeling choked up, it's not that they were kind of like nervous. It's vocal constipation, backed up. Anyways, got to take some vocal laxatives. Anyways, let's move on to our next act. We have Ray Wold and his mom. Can I just say,
Or Mummy.
or mummy.
Sorry, not Mummy.
I'm in me mom's car. Sorry, I just had to. Get out me car. Anyways, vroom vroom. Oh, this is a crazy episode today.
I said unhinged.
This is
you're
very
giving it.
unhinged. Arda did mention before the recording. What is it? What did you?
It's the second show curse. This is normally on theater where if your first performance was okay, your second performance, you're going to tank it. And like every actor, actress, they go into the performance being like, okay, this is the second one. Like, we'll do our best, guys. And I was like, ooh, what if we have the second curse? And then
and all of us were just like, it's not going to happen.
we kind of did.
No, not all of us. I said to Arda, why are you cursing us with this? Why are you mentioning this?
But it's funny because like most of us were doubting it. We're just like, that's not going to happen. And then out of nowhere, all our audio equipment just starts
Second
failing.
performance curse.
Anyways, but yes, Ray Wold and his mom and his mother.
I have a lot to say about Ray, unless you
yeah.
want to start it off.
I just want to say one thing. I think there's just something so hilarious about seeing an old person with a flamethrower. Like, it's so great. And it just gave me like, the whole thing just gave me like Indiana Jones vibes. Like, but yes, that's all I want to say. I mean, I thought I was delighted by the whole thing. So
I remember when we talked about them the first time I was on the pod that week, and I said, I was defending them. Everybody was like, oh, they're just an old dude and his mom. And I'm like, no, Ray is an entertainer.
Who said that? Give me the names.
I don't remember who's
I'm going to
on
hunt
with
them
me.
down.
I might have been you. No, I'm kidding.
Shade
button.
so good.
So I had originally said, Ray's an entertainer, you can tell. The walk that he does when the hat is on his head and it's on fire, that is the walk of a trained performer. Plain and simple. So I went into this being like, nah, this man is going to do a great job. I'm so excited. I love Danger Act. I do. Halfway through this act, I was like, guys, please stop lighting shit on fire. Just light it on fire. Please stop. I'm like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And then he gets in the escape tub and I was like, well, that's taking a turn that I didn't expect. I expected a knife thing, you know, because I did knives the first time. I'm like, oh, we're pulling a Deadly Games, but we're not married and that's his mom. But no.
So it's funny you mentioned this. I have a funny story about things catching on fire. I don't know if I told you all this story. Alex, you've definitely never heard this story before.
Oh, man.
So there was one time where long time ago, I used to go to church. Only reason, and my parents found out that the only reason I went to church was because there was this girl that was at church that I really liked. And fun fact, I also joined youth group, and she was also in that group. But that's a different story.
Did you date her?
We kissed once.
Oh,
years later.
In the church?
Not in the church, no. Not in front of Jesus Christ, all right?
Behind
Jesus
his back.
Is watching
Behind
everywhere.
his back, at a bar. But that's a different story. Anyways,
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, is this like an ex you can name drop, but don't do it.
No, definitely not,
Okay,
because I
never
don't
mind.
think said person likes me, but this is a different story. I'll tell that story later. But anyways, moving on. So yes, so I'm at church and there's this thing that they do. I don't know what it is, but it's like at some point, you go at like 7 p.m. They give everybody candles, right? And so they carry what seems to be like a statue of Jesus, and they
On
do
the
like
cross?
on the cross, and I think it's like a march around like a couple of blocks and stuff,
Yes.
and everybody has the
Yeah.
and I think it was supposed to signify him walking through
Yes.
before getting crucified himself, right, or
I
something like
think
that.
so.
right? I don't know. I'm not very religious.
I'm not either.
But you know, if you do religion,
Maybe
cool. If
after
not,
the
cool.
crucifixion? He's like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I know, I think it's
that's a
supposed to-
resurrection. Jesus was like, "I'm back, bitches." After like
Yeah.
3 days.
Walking around the blocks, showing myself off. Yeah,
Don't cancel us, all right?
What
We
type-
respect religion.
What type
like-
of church was this, if you don't mind me asking?
Catholic church.
Okay,
So,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
this sounds like
yeah.
a very Catholic church thing.
But
No, nothing out there, nothing bad for anybody who's in the
no,
Catholic
it's cool.
religion.
No, it's
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
it's cool.
my-
I grew up technically
Hey,
Catholic.
listen, we
I
respect
have
all religions.
Catholic
If you
relatives.
believe in it, cool. If you don't, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like you
We're
know,
just saying
do your
our
thing.
story
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on. But yeah, so we're doing this march or whatever. Fine, we have these candles, and so finally we're walking back into the church after like what seems like 2 hours, right?
Right.
And so we're walking in, and my mom's right in front of me. I'm right behind, and so I'm kind of just staring at this candle and like spacing out, whatever, right? And out of nowhere, my mom abruptly stops, and so I kind of bump into her.
With the
And-
candle.
With the candle, and slowly I start to see her hair light on fire.
That's so funny because hairs light up so fast.
So fast.
And it's that moment of like when you're freaking out about something, you either act or you kind of freeze.
You
and
froze.
I froze.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, your hair. And my mom is badass. Literally, she goes, "Oh, don't worry about it." Just calmly, very calmly, just pats it off.
No.
Completely gone.
No.
And I'm just there like, what the fuck just happened?
No, I would have made a whole scene. I would have stopped, dropped, and rolled. Like that.
No, I was fully expecting that. The first thing that went through my mind was like, oh shit, I'm grounded. Like, I'm getting an ass whooping when we get home. Like,
She's like, thank you,
I
Julian. I
killed
need
her.
a haircut.
Like, no, but she was just like,
Just a
it's
little
fine.
shard.
Don't worry about it. I'm like, What?
Yeah,
How?
she was being nice because you were in church.
I was gonna say the same thing. Thank God for the church for the Sunday service because
Yo.
it's like
No,
you
but I
gotta
was
be
like,
nice.
This was Sunday night, right?
Cristo, like, bro.
This is Sunday night, right?
This is.
Oh my
I don't remember.
God.
This is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Was
If it's
probably
Sunday
the
night,
Lord's
it's called
Day.
the last minute mass at my grandmother's church.
No, but
the
last
people
minute,
who-
that would have probably been the last mass for my mom. But thankfully, you know,
Thank
like,
God.
I'm glad. Literally, thank God. Like,
And her hair was fine after that.
yeah, her hair was fine. Shout out to you, Mom. I love you. I'm glad you're okay.
Tell
That
me your
was just-
secrets.
Yeah, I don't know how you did it, Mom.
What shampoo do you use?
This would be a great hair and shoulders
Do
commercial.
you
just like,
use? Well, here's the question: it would have lit fully on fire if she had hairspray in her hair. Hairspray is very
Well,
flammable.
I don't know. I don't know if
I
she
have
was
so
wearing
many
hair
questions
no,
for
I'm,
her.
I'm literally telling you, like, it just started catching on fire a little bit.
That's
and
wild.
She literally was just like,
What heat protectant to use?
God.
the power of Christ.
No, really.
Our
Power
Savior
of our
Jesus
Savior.
Christ.
No, really.
Jesus Christ.
Have you not listened to anything?
Apparently not.
Anyways, going back to the act.
To Ray Wold and his mama.
And his mother. Respect to all the moms. We love all the moms
We
out
do.
there, you know. Yeah.
My mom watches AGT with me and texts me about it. Not this week though.
We love you, Mom. All of our moms. Anyways, but yes, what did y'all think?
I mean, it's I don't know. I don't like I don't like this type of acts like with fire.
Okay.
I also have some experience with church.
Oh, you want to tell us your story?
Oh well, I had some jacket and I know I also had some candle and
Wait, run us through it. What happened?
Why
Like,
are there
like,
two stories of people lighting on fire in
Dude,
church?
arsonists.
Two out of
amongst
four
us.
people.
have you been to church after that?
Oh yes, no, I fully like. But here's the thing: I think it was like the person behind me that saw it.
okay.
That, but like, no, I had to. It was. I didn't have a choice. My mom would wake me up on Sunday, and she'd be like, "Come on, let's get to church," and I'd be like, and literally just. The driving force was the fact that I liked this girl. That was the driving force. And being like, I can see her. Other than that, did not care about it.
I
But
don't
yeah, so
know,
what happened, dude?
I was probably thinking I want to go home. I don't know. I was just so I took the candle, you know, and
Oh, so this was on purpose.
No, I'm sorry.
And you never went back?
No, wait. The way you're Alex, the way you're painting this picture, it was just like, man, I want to go to church. I mean, no, I want to go home. Oh, there's a match here. I can
The
just
Czech authorities are just like watching this. What's gonna happen?
See, mine was an accident. Yours was just like, I could light this bitch on fire. Like,
Oh my
no,
God.
but continue.
yeah, it was like I don't know 1 a.m. I don't know. In Greece, you go to church like really late. It was some kind of event,
Oh, dude, yeah,
and
I would want to go
and my
home
parents
too, bro.
had to wake me up
Oh my
for
God.
this event. So I was like, oh no. So I don't know. Everyone had a candle, and I just took the candle and I kind of I don't know. I was holding so bad, and my it was winter time, and my jacket was long, and my jacket started to
Did it start catching on fire?
catch on fire a little bit. So I was like running.
But was it a matter of like you were holding it close?
I don't know. I was just not paying too much attention to it, you know. So when I was
Oh my
holding it,
God. You're probably sleeping like
yeah, I was
half
probably like
sleeping.
half asleep because I just was so tired, you know. So I was
God,
like
dude.
holding the candle. I had this long jacket, and I just see like, why am I so warm? Like,
like ooh
Damn.
nice.
so I just started running. And,
Oh man.
I'm
And then
just-
I
no
don't know.
burns or anything.
No
like,
burns. So
That's
but-
good.
I'm fine.
Okay,
so.
good. I can tell. I mean, your arm
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
great, bro.
I'm just like getting visions of this being like Christmas Eve mass.
Oh my god.
I know it wasn't because that's just like what you guys do, but like here, like the late night ones are like on the big holidays, Christmas, Easter, stuff like that. But like the Christmas Eve ones.
It was Easter, actually.
Really?
It was Easter.
It was
Oh.
probably Easter.
Oh my God, you probably went home and your mom was like, worst Easter ever.
Christ was rising. You were coming up stronger, man. Like,
By the way, it's such a random question. Do I also do Lent?
Lent.
Yes.
So it's you give up something
For the month before Easter.
Mhm, that's
And then
what
you
it
put
is.
that's Ash Wednesday.
That's
right?
Ash Wednesday,
Ash
yeah.
Wednesday. But Lent it's supposed to be before Easter, and you're
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
give up. Usually, you give up meat. I think it is
Hmm.
right.
It depends. You get to pick.
I see.
Yeah.
Most people do meat.
My
Meat,
parents
meat,
did meat.
All the
Some
Abrahamic
people-
religions have something with like food constriction.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's true.
For some reason.
Yeah,
Do y'all
meat,
do it?
meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Some people
I
do
was
like
just curious.
alcohol. chocolate, fast food, stuff like that.
I mean, it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're not fasting.
But anyways, okay. So I was waiting to get to this moment, right? Because we've gone through all the acts, but we have to talk about the absolute highlight of the first 10 minutes of AGT.
Yeah.
Terry Crews and Craig Robinson playing 1,000 Miles. And I need you, and I miss you.
Now I want.
So, Arda,
Yes.
you don't know the context behind this.
I know I watched M's performance and I saw Terry's reaction. So I think
So Terry's first like major role, Terry was an NFL player, football player. First major role after being a football player was in a movie called White Chicks. And it was, Julian, please correct me if I'm wrong here, 2 black dudes dressing up like white chicks.
Yeah. I believe
And
it
he was taking one of them out on a date.
Marlon Wayne's, the Wayne's brothers. It was the
Yeah.
Wayne's brothers.
It was really
Yeah, the
funny.
Wayans brothers.
And so his whole thing is that he is taking out one of the white chicks on a date. And he sings the song to them in the car. And that's why I was doing the da-da-da-da-da-da, and I need you. Da-da-da-da-da. And
real
he's like,
quick,
yeah.
I have to show you the
The
clip.
clip is iconic. You'll understand.
A few moments later.
So they did this live.
They did.
They
It
did.
was. Okay, I'm going to talk in office terms. What was his name in the office? The guy who worked in the Daryl. Who worked in the warehouse. Daryl was playing piano.
Yes.
Terry walked through the crowd singing the song.
He was
It was
Yeah.
Terry Cruz's Got Talent.
And that's why I'm telling you, like, we got a little taste of this with the M performance.
yeah.
And Terry was caught off guard. He didn't know this was going to happen. So you can see this genuine like excitement in his voice and like, oh my God. But the fact that they actually went through and did it.
The judges were loving it. Sophia and Heidi were loving the entire
And also
thing.
Craig Robinson is phenomenal.
I didn't know he
Like,
played piano.
Oh, like if you watch the later seasons of The Office,
Yeah,
it
he
shows,
does.
and like in interviews, he's
I
a
flopped.
phenomenal.
I didn't watch the
pianist.
rest of The Office because when Michael left, sorry guys.
No, but he's
I
a
flopped.
phenomenal pianist, and like it, I think it's really funny that they got him, and like he was just like, yeah, I'm a great fan of the show. I loved it. Haven't seen the last 2 seasons.
You know
Yeah.
what? It's because they worked with Terry on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
that's
Probably.
why.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes so much
Probably.
sense. But oh my God, it's just such a great moment. So like, I'm so happy AGT.
It was fun. It was fun, and it was the moment
Yeah.
Terry had been dying to have.
Would we give Terry Crews the golden buzzer? Yes.
Definitely.
No? What?
Without the reference, that would have been a subpar performance at best.
Okay,
But that's
like,
why the performance exists.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
because
Like, you know,
of the clip. If he auditioned for AGT, now he
okay, well, besides
hope
that
he
point,
wouldn't
like
get a
with the
golden buzzer.
reference, with the reference,
reference, yes.
Okay, I was about.
Okay.
I was taking everything
Reverse.
off.
How
Of
do you?
it.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you take the shade back?
You can take it back.
Yeah. With that being said, thank you so much for checking out the pod. If you like this pod, make sure you leave a review. Make sure that you let us know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment down below.
And check out our website, talentrecap.com.
Also-
TALENTRECAP.com.
Also like the video because
Like
it
the
helps
video.
with the algorithm and you can like see us do these things being suggested to you,
Yes,
so you don't
please.
have to be like, oh, was it like today or was it yesterday, whatever. Like it'll just like pop in your recommendations.
And if
just give
you
it a like.
if you agree with any of our opinions, feel free to share it with all your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you disagree too, like
Especially
leave hate
share it with your
comments.
friends.
Leave hate comments.
Jesus
I
Christ.
love.
Cancel the pod. Also, follow us on social media. We are at the Recap Room Pod on all social media platforms, specifically Instagram and TikTok, and we are releasing TikToks as we speak. Check those out; those are really funny. So, thank you guys for being here. Alex, thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Hey.
If
Yeah.
also someone is watching from Czech Republic, let me know.
Yeah, right. Ahoy to all the people
Ahoy,
watching.
ahoy.
Ahoy. Alex is like, I would love to tune in with somebody else.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.